Hey guys, thank you so much for listening to the Dental Elements podcast. April and I are very excited to have you listen to our show. It means so much to us, and we really do appreciate your support. We would also like to support you in return. We are inviting you to come on the air and be our guest and tell us about your side hustles, your other businesses that you have outside of dentistry or even within dentistry. We want to learn about you guys and how to help you guys. We are here to root you on, and we want to be able to help you any way that we can. And not just during this time, but during all times. Today on our show, our first side hustle entrepreneur, solopreneur guest is Sandra Green. Sandra happens to be my first mentee, and she is a former dental assistant and now a patient care coordinator. And she is a mother of 3 young children, a wife, and so much more. She will be explaining her side hustle to you as she has her own business now where she is able to help people with living clean with clean products, nutrition, weight management, household cleansers, all kinds of products. So she's just going to tell you about a few because we can't keep you on the air for hours to explain all the great things, but she'll explain a few to you. And then you can reach out to her at Sandra Green on Facebook, or you could email us at dentalelementspodcast@gmail.com. or find the information we will have linked to her on the Dental Elements podcast group in Facebook. So sit back, crack a beer, and enjoy Sandra's story. And let's all support each other in our dental professions and our side hustles. Here's to Solopreneurship. Okay, Sandra, so tell me a little bit about yourself and your history in dentistry.
Well, it all started when I was in high school and we had to do a job shadow, and I actually came to your office and did a little shadow there. So dentistry is something that I knew I wanted to do. And so as soon as I graduated high school in 2005, I had the summer break, and then I went into dental assisting school and, did my schooling there, did my externship, and was hired on. And so I graduated as a dental assistant in 2006, and then I worked for the company that I did my externship at, roughly 2-ish years, I want to say. Went on maternity leave to have my first son, and then came back for about another year. And then all the years in between and kids in between and off and on, I am now in a local office as a front office. So I moved from the back to the front.
Okay, so you were a dental assistant and now you're a front desk princess, correct?
Yes. Some people have different names for it. So, patient care coordinator or amazing front office desk person, or, my son says that I just sit there and clickety clack on the computer all day.
Chat on the phone and
yeah, it's all fun. Yeah, totally.
Order shoes, shop online.
Right.
Yeah, there needs to be a better name than front office because that sounds like a piece of furniture. But yeah, in the dental world, we know what you mean. It's just
right. Or, like scheduling coordinator is another term that's been used, but it doesn't fully. But I guess if you were to make a list of everything I do, then that would be a really long, confusing name. So
right. So yeah, so you're the front desk princess or queen boss. Really, you do a lot of different things. And if you haven't worked in the front area before, you don't understand how much really goes on and how stressful it can be.
Right.
So do you prefer working up front than being an assistant, or they both kind of have their ups and downs?
They both have their ups and downs for sure. And it comes in waves where when I'm, like when I had first started, it was a big break from the back, for my body and my mind and everything. And I enjoyed it. And after time, I start to miss the back and the moving my body more and whatnot. But I do go in the back from time to time right now and assist doctor when needed, if we're really crazy and we only have one assistant that day or something like that. But Because I don't normally assist every day, the nerves are there. I feel like I'm a new assistant all over again every time.
Right.
So I can't fully relax and completely enjoy it. I mean, I enjoy it, but it's nerve wracking at the same time for me.
Yeah, it's like starting all over. And then once you get warmed up, it works good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, and then it
So,
go. Okay, so our episode today is on side gigs and doing different projects outside of dentistry or outside of the operatory where you can earn an extra income, especially for times like this. And
mhm.
like you said, keeping your mind active if you get bored of working at in the front desk or in the back,
Mhm.
it kind of gives you that other creativity. So you have a side job or another so what do you call it? You have a side gig.
Side hustle.
What a side hustle. So
A side
okay.
hustle. I like to use side hustle. I do a couple of them. One of them's photography, which I'm dipping my toes into. But the other one that I truly, truly love is a health and wellness company. Um, it's Live Clean, where we sell like it's online social marketing, I guess is the proper term for it. So I use social media. I mean, you can in person, of course. Right now, we have to rely on social media. And if you think about, how many people like to online shop now, Amazon or even online through Target and whatnot, it's such a big thing. And um, I was nervous to do it. I didn't want to do it at first because I had done some other things that didn't work out in the past, but I finally decided to take a chance and I fell in love with it. And it's something that's easy enough to do. Well, I don't want to say super easy because it does take a little work, but it was something that I could do in addition to my almost full-time office job. Um, so yeah, like I said, I didn't want to do it in the beginning, but I had tried a couple products out, and when I noticed how much it really helped me with, in several different ways, it was weight loss, but it was also just feeling happier. I felt like I was in a better mental state after testing some of these things out, to where I was like, you know what, I want to join, I want to do this. I want to be able to help others feel better and happier with themselves, like, as much as it had helped me keep their anxieties lower, and if they needed help with weight loss, whatever. And so that's where it started for me with this company, and a great way to make, extra money on the side. I thought, if it wasn't all about the money for me, I don't get discounts or anything like that. So it was like, if you sign up, it's because you fully want to do it and help, and you love the products and you stand behind them. And that was what I felt. So, but if I'm going to boast about it, I, might as well make some extra money for my family.
Right. So you trade the products for a while before you decided that it was something that you wanted to get involved with as far as selling.
I did, yeah. There was one product in particular called the Burn, and I was not, I probably did that for almost a year, but I was not consistent with it. And so I was like, yeah, it's just another one of those things. And then following my friend a little bit longer, the company that I am now with, I've been with for a little over a year now. But what first really, really got me to open my eyes to see how amazing this stuff is was the coffee. They have what they call a smart coffee, and it's a Tetra blend. And I was a huge like Dutch Bros addict, where I would go multiple times a day. And my husband was eye rolling at how much money I was spending in these coffee shops. I would roll into the office late every morning because I needed to make sure I was going to go get in line for my coffee. And those Dutch Bros goers know that, the lines can be really long and they like to chat. So,
Right. There's a long line. They are
yeah,
really good at customer service, so
yeah, they're
they know what they're
great
doing.
people. They're great people, and I do miss them, and I do still pop in from time to time because I miss them. But I was like, I've tried other things in the past. I've tried brewing my own coffee, doing my own cold brews, and nothing could get me away from wanting to keep going back for these, sweet, delicious, fattening coffees. So I gave it a try, and after the first couple days, I was like, I don't know. But then after the first week, I really noticed that it wasn't just the energy I was getting and feeling; it was a whole different mindset. Because of the tetra blend that it's made up with, L-theanine is actually one of the biggest pluses to this coffee, which, as I have heard, is actually in some anti-anxiety or depression meds, and I can see why. So as a mom of 3, I can lose my cool very easily, and I started noticing that I was able to handle stress, and I still get stressed out, but my kids noticed a difference, and that was a huge eye opener. And that for me, again, was like, okay, for those moms that struggle like I do, I've had depression for as long as I can remember, and anxiety just got worse and worse for me. Each kid I had, to where I could easily get stressed out and blow up, and it was noticeable. So then when my kids pointed out, oh, you haven't had your coffee today, you need to have your coffee, it makes you happier. It was like, it was sad, but kind of exciting at the same time, that I found something that I love, which is coffee, that can help me without, having to turn to like pharmaceutical meds.
Right. And more to, oh, I got it. I'm gonna mess around with my thing. Can you hear the echo?
Just a tiny bit.
Okay. So it's instead of like an addictive coffee, like before you'd have to stop at the coffee shop on the way. So your team members were probably okay with you being late because you might be grouchy if you didn't have your coffee,
Yes.
but that was an addictive way. And so now you
Yeah.
have something that's healthier.
Yes.
And so it's more in a healthy way where you have to have it because it makes you feel better and it helps with other issues that you've been suffering with.
Yeah, exactly. And that's when I talk about it, I'm like, oh gosh, it makes it sound like now I have to rely on this coffee. But just like anything else, if you have to be treated with something, you have to rely on it. And there are days where I try to go without it, and I can, but I'm definitely on edge a lot more. And so it makes me excited. And the coffee itself, it can seem expensive, but for me, with what I was spending per day, it actually saves me money. Now, yes, I do spend a little more in the sense of I get the weight loss stuff now to go along with it. Mixing that in with the coffee, it got me to lose 20 pounds. And, so that, but again, all the benefits that comes from all of it is worth it. It's worth it to feel good and to feel better, and to treat yourself. If you're not comfortable with something, whether it's your mindset or the way that you're feeling in your own body, find a way to treat yourself. Find something that you can stop spending money on to then put it towards, a new, healthier lifestyle.
Right. And there's vitamins and minerals and everything kind of in your product as well.
Yes. Oh gosh.
So you're kind of getting it all packaged into one, at a good price too. So it's not like you're spending so much money on one thing. You're getting more
Right. And
good quality too.
exactly. And oh my gosh, another thing that just I loved about it was there's so much to offer, and they call it Live Clean because everything's toxic free. So, you can get, just regular vitamins, your probiotics, your fiber. There's so much to it, and there's science to back it all up. And, it's daily household cleaners. Even it's like, you wash your hair, do you wash your laundry? Yes. Well, then why not try out, this and make the switch to, and I'm not perfect. I'm not 100% perfect with clean eating and being completely toxic free, but, whatever I can do, I do.
Right. Yeah, I always say change your underwear, change your clothes, and change your blood by working, like exercising and moving your blood.
Yeah.
Change your blood and change your water too. Not that I don't do that all the time either, but those are some good things to live by. Okay, so if somebody wanted to find out more about your company, how would they get a hold of you? I could post the information on our Facebook page and in our Facebook group, Dental Elements Podcast. And then you can reach out to Sandra and she can give you the information there. Is that correct, Sandra?
Yeah, absolutely. So we find it easiest, we post about certain products or promotions or sales that we have, or, if this is something that sounds like you would want to join our community or whatever, we post things like that, but we don't flash our like links all over Facebook like some other places do, just because algorithms and being bogged down, or Facebook jail and things like that. But we want to personally get to know you. We want to personally know what your struggles are, what your goals are. If you're looking for weight loss, or if you're just looking for a cleaner way to, do your dishes or wash your hair, brush your teeth, whatever. So, friend me on Facebook, and we can get to talking, and then I can get a link sent over. And what I love is that Modere is the company, and they really take care of not only us as social marketers, but customers as well. So anybody gets $10 off their first order, and then there's ways to earn credit, which you use like cash. So, they really like to help people out and give them bonuses, I guess you could call it, or, you know, celebrate their customers.
Okay, Sandra. So, as far as the business side, how are you doing with that? Do you spend a lot of time on it, and are you enjoying the business side and growing the business as well?
I'm very much enjoying it. Sometimes I might feel a little guilty that I've been on my phone too much one day, but it's because I'm personally messaging people who have asked for help and whatnot. And really you can work it however. You can work it, for 1 to 2 hours a day, or you can work it for more or less or whatever. It all just depends on how much you want to put into it per day. Make yourself, I'm not good at getting into a routine and a schedule, but if you are, it's perfect. So being that I work it as more of a side business right now, I'm trying to do it a little more as a full time just because of everything going on and I'm home. I can put a little more work into it, but the compensation plan was something that was really exciting for me to look into. What's great is if you're interested at all, you get added into a group, you watch some videos, and you can just kind of be a fly on the wall to see what it's like, to be with this company. And nobody pushes you or pressures you or anything like that. If anything, they encourage you. And then you get added into some group chats, and the team is phenomenal. They're all God-loving people, and they back you up 100%. The company is great as far as how they treat us, and the daily pay that you get now is pretty cool. So I mean, yeah, it's like, honestly, I couldn't really quit my day job just yet, but maybe within time. There's a lot of nurses on my team who do still work in hospitals and do this as well. And if how often a nurse has to go to work, it's a lot, or they're on night shift, and the products have helped them a lot getting through their shifts. And one of my friends actually was able to go part time, and now she quit. She was able to
Wow.
retire or just become on call because she was so successful with this that it has taken over her nursing income, which is wonderful. And I kind of strive for that. And but again, it doesn't come easily. It doesn't come just like that. But um,
Right. With anything, you have to put in the time and the hard
yeah,
work and determination.
right,
So, yeah, and that's one good thing about dentistry is we have that option to temp, to fill in, to kind of be our own
yeah,
employer too. In the future, so you could
right,
always do something like that, do this part time and work as much as you need to until you can do this full time, or have the mixture of both. Like I
yeah,
love having the mixture of both. It's a good balance.
right.
Um,
Yeah, no, definitely. It's, yeah, you could, like, exactly. You could put more time or you could put less time into it, and eventually work part time doing something else and let this do, but it's great because it at least pays for all the products I buy.
I was going to say, if nothing else, just to get your own products paid
Yeah,
for, that's great too.
which I'm obsessed
And then that's
with.
fun, right? And then you get paid daily. You said that sounds
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
cool,
So
amazing.
yeah, so it used to be, because there's ranks that you hit and there's goals that you want to work up to, and when you reach those goals, your percentage, your commissions get higher. And it used to be you'd get bonuses for reaching certain goals, and then you'd have your once a month, big pay. Well, now, just starting in March, they call daily pay. So say somebody places an order, well, that same day, or depending on the time of the day, the next day you get paid right then and there. So it electronically comes through into your account, and then you can link it to its own card, or you can transfer it into your own checking account, have it separate however you want it, but you get paid instantly, which is pretty cool. And at first I was like, I don't know, I don't like seeing a bunch of little payments. I like
Right.
it all together, but there's ways you can go into like a back office type thing and you can look at everything and it adds it all up for you. And it kind of gives you the bigger picture. But
That's probably gets you more motivated to see a daily amount, even if it's, obviously it's smaller if it's every day, but it keeps you motivated and you want to just to hear that ka-ching in your account every time. Then you get that little reward for every time you sell
getting that
something or
little
help
notification.
somebody.
It's like, ooh, even if it's, $5 or whatever, it's like, I got something. And if you are somebody that is struggling, if you're working
Yeah.
8 to 5
$5
or
could be gas
whatever.
money to get you to work, right?
Exactly. Or if you're a stay-at-home mom and you're really wanting that extra little bit of money to go get your hair done or your nails done or whatever, or you need the gas, like just that, so that's what's nice about you don't have to wait until payday. You make an order a customer makes an order for a product that they love, because products, if as long as they're used correctly, they sell themselves. Like I said, 30-day money back guarantee, because our stuff works. It's won awards and everything's patented. It's just great. So as long as you can get your message across, and somebody makes an order, you get paid right there. And then it's like, okay, now I can go get the gas I need, or I can go out to lunch, or I can save it up and go get my nails done or something.
Right. Always have that cash on hand. And then
Mhm.
you can save it up to have it go to one account where it just builds up for like a vacation for you
Yeah.
and your family, or for, your retirement, whatever. So that's great.
Yeah. Yeah. I did that in the beginning, and I was like, as I had mentioned, I do photography on the side, and I was like, Mama's buying herself a new lens. So I was able to buy myself a new camera lens, and anybody who knows anything about photography, those are not cheap. So that was probably my biggest excitement in the beginning. And I was like, I need to do this. I need to keep going with this, because it's extra, fun money, and I love it at the same time. So I'm truly passionate. I've become truly passionate about it. And it seemed weird for me at first, because I didn't think in the beginning I cared too much about, the extreme healthy side of things, or toxic free stuff, or collagen at that. But now that I've used it all, it's like, yep, this is where I want to be.
Well, you look amazing, Sandra. So I've seen your before and after pictures, and not that you weren't amazing before, but you look beautiful and amazing. So I could definitely tell it's working. So we will definitely put Sandra's information up on our Facebook page. So check it out there, and she will reach out to you, or you reach out to her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Find me somehow.
Find her somehow. Thank you, Sandra, for taking the time to share your story and your successes. And we wish you lots of luck in the future. And thank you guys for listening and supporting Sandra. Let's all support each other and root each other on.